Donkey of the Day for Friday, July 31st goes to Meek Mill. Meek, my nigga, I hate it had to be him, but Donkey of the Day does not discriminate. Now, the people have been calling for me to give Meek Donkey of the Day since last week when the young bull went on his Twitter rant against Drake. That emotional-ass Twitter rant that got Meek in this situation that he is currently in. Meek, I still don't know what made you like to fuse and start slandering Drake that night, but the reasons we know aren't good enough. Reason one, that whole you didn't tweet my album out thing. Meek, you a grown-ass man, bro. My brother, you got to stop caring about petty stuff like people tweeting your album out. The only people you should be mad didn't tweet your album is anybody who works for MMG or Atlantic Records. That's their job, okay? You did it to Wale. I understand being mad at Wale. That's your label mate. You guys seem to be friends, but Drake tweeting the album? Nah, bro. Nothing to worry about. I understand, Meek, you want to get back the love you give out to other people, but that's not the way the game works. In a perfect world, yes, when you show somebody love, they show it back, but this isn't a perfect world. And honestly, after seeing how Aubrey Graham is clearly 3 steps ahead of everybody, he probably didn't tweet your album because he knew this was coming. Because for you, Meek, to flip the way you did over a tweet, even though we know it has to be a deeper issue, clearly you never liked Aubrey Graham anyway, and he probably knew that. Now, let's just get to it. Meek Mill, that diss record you put out last night was garbage, bruh. Okay, yes, I know you wanted to get right back at Drake, but if I thought for 1 second that record you put out last night was the best you could do, I would have told you, chill, bruh. Where was Kevin Hart to be your no man? You needed a no man around you last night. You needed a no man to say no. Don't put that out. What are you doing?
What up, word? It's your boy Sporty Black checking in again. Shout out to the notification squad. We in the building. Shout out to all the new subscribers checking in. I really appreciate that, man. Today we doing Beefs Revisited. And man, you know I couldn't leave this beef out, because this was one of the most epic rap beefs that we done seen in a long time, man, between Drake and Meek Mill. And it's crazy because it's like, I can't even really describe this beef, my nigga, because it seemed like it came out of nowhere. But then again, it seems like all beefs come out of nowhere. So to try to understand why they began beefing, you know, it's a lot of moving parts, you know, with that MILF. But basically, a lot of people were saying it started from the song Rico that Meek Mill did that had a verse from Drake. And allegedly, Quentin Miller wrote Drake's verse for him. So it was a one line in there, and it was saying something like, "Your dream girl is a reality," or some shit like that. It was, and Meek Mill felt like it was Drake was taking a shot at him about Nicki Minaj. So then when he found out that Drake really didn't even write it, you know, it kind of made him feel some kind of way for whatever reason. But anyway, so Meek Mill went on ahead and dropped his album shortly after that. And then Meek Mill, one of them kind of people that at that time he felt like if he's showing you love, he's supporting your album, like reposting it on his Instagram, he feel like you should do the same for him, especially if you're a collaborator on the album, which Drake was. So Drake didn't tweet out his album or repost it. Neither did Wale, his label mate. So he called out Wale, but he also called out Drake. You know what I'm saying? He was just on the Twitter rant saying like, stop comparing me to Drake. He don't even write his own rhyme. So he just put it out there letting the world know that this nigga, he ain't writing his own shit. I mean, that was our first time really hearing that, and it took everybody by surprise. Like, what? Drake 5 years? He ain't really writing this? You know what I'm saying? So Drake didn't go to Twitter. Drake went to work. Drake went to the lab and he dropped Charged Up. You know what I'm saying? A diss track coming at Meek Mills, and Meek Mills was on tour with Nicki Minaj at the time, so he couldn't get into the studio to you know, make a response. So he just, you know what I'm saying, just he ain't say nothing. So then right after that, Drake dropped that Back to Back, which was the second diss track, and this one was you know what I mean, like the Ether version of the diss track. Although it didn't hit hard as Ether, but it really shook up the hip hop community. Everybody like, ooh, damn, he killed them. Now at the time, I felt like it was a little bit overrated. I felt like it was a cool diss track or whatever. had some good lines in it, and I was entertained, but I didn't get overboard with calling it, one of the greatest diss ever because it really wasn't. But it did its purpose, and Meek Mill, he didn't respond, and a lot of people, in this internet social media world, we got everything fast. So if you don't respond within the first 48 hours, people already start giving you a L. They don't really take time and wait like back in the day. So when it took Meek over almost a week to respond, everybody like, oh man, this nigga him, man, it's too late. It don't matter now, it's over with. Because at that time, people done did so many memes and shit like that, and basically just, crucified him like, man, this nigga dead. You got bodied by a singer nigga. You know what I'm saying? So when Meek finally did respond, with his diss track, the diss track overall, it wasn't hot enough. It wasn't hard enough. It had some cool little bars here and there, but I expected more out of Meek Mills, and being that I didn't get more, I was a bit disappointed. I can't even remember the name of the diss track, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? So that's how weak the track was. Nobody remembered this shit. So everybody just crowned Drake the winner. And there was so many people it was a big fat ass L for Meek Mill, and it bruised his ego. And it fucked him up. You know what I'm saying? It's standing within hip hop at the time. But a lot of it he brought on himself with all that Twitter finger shit. He kept tweeting. That nigga was tweeting. You know what I'm saying? He was doing more tweeting than he was rapping and, making response diss track. You know what I'm saying? And, he felt people turning on him. So, he took offense to a lot of things. So he felt like a lot of people switched up on him because of the beef. He called a lot of niggas out, including ARL, a fellow Philadelphia rapper, you know what I mean? And if you think about it, Drake had the bar in there. I came through Philly bumping ARL, you know what I'm saying? He knew they were gonna make Meek mad. So when ARL did an interview speaking on it, he tried to stay diplomatic and neutral, you know what I mean? But he gave his opinion saying that Meek done waited too long, so if he do drop, he gotta drop some ether type shit, which was true. Everybody was saying the same thing. But then, Meek was like, man, fuck ARL. You know what I'm saying? The ARL this Meek. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not gonna lie, man. To be non-biased. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. It's been like 4 or 5 days, man. It's like, I don't know. It might be a little too late. I don't know, man. It depends on how hard he come. He gotta come with some ether type shit, man.
They went back and forth. You know what I mean? So there was a lot of moving parts in the beef. You know what I mean? 50 Cent, chimed in, putting his 2 cents in it as usual.
The nigga looked like he had the whole motherfucking Canada singing this shit.
Whole country.
Fuck that. If that was me, I'd flipping on the bitch, everybody. Shit, nigga had Will Smith out there, son. That's a real Philly move. That nigga gonna fuck around and have to shoot that nigga. What the fuck you supposed to do?
Meek didn't like that. Meek started going back at 50 Cent ass. You know what I mean? Meek going at any and everybody. You know what I'm saying? But overall, he was balling. He was doing the thing. Young nigga was rich. He was hot. He had the chick everybody wanted. Nicki Minaj. He was in a relationship with her. You know what I mean? He was on top of his game, and that shit happened. It was like his whole world turned upside down. You know what I'm saying? In a blink of an eye. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody, was with Drake on the thing. Everybody like Drake won, you know what I mean? But see, this what you got to look at. This how I look at it. Especially now we looking back on it. When they going back and forth with the song, the disses and all this, we can all agree that Drake won. Especially when he went and did the show. And then at the show, he had the big background with all the different memes of Meek Mill playing, you know what I'm saying, on display. That was brilliant and legendary, right? But then you gotta look at the war aspect. That's the long term, the long lasting effect of the beef. And when you think of that, Meek Mill actually put a cloud, put a black cloud and a stain on Drake's resume when he let the world know that this nigga used ghostwriters. So it's because of that, Drake will never be associated with any top 5 greatest MC list with no hip hop heads. Ain't nobody gonna put Drake in the top 5, maybe not even the top 10. You know what I'm saying? Even though he got the plaques and the stats, but due to the fact of that, they won't even mention him with the greats. You know what I mean? So now he just really just is only basically a pop star. You know what I mean? In the eyes of real hip hop people. You know what I mean? So in that sense, I think Meek won the battle. You know what I'm saying? Because of the, the public humiliation and the L's and, that little 6 month to a year run that everybody was against Meek Mill. He weathered the storm. He bounced back from that. Now, after he went to jail and came back, you go to jail and get out. Everybody love you again. So they love you, they hate you. Now they back to the love you again phase with Meek Mill. But that Drake situation, that ghostwriting thing, that shit done haunted him from then all the way to now. You know what I'm saying? And it creeped into the Pusha T beef Drake had, and Pusha T used that on him. You know what I mean? So that's kind of like one of the main things people use against Drake, man, But during that beef, man, Meek Mill was going through so much. And he knew the L was so big, so it was like the street nigga in him wanted to get a W any kind of way, so he just wanted to lashing out against any and everybody. And if you was soft and they catch you, they would beat you. They caught up with Quinn Miller, they beat his ass. I don't really know why they beat him up, but that's the nigga who ghost wrote for Drake. So they beat his ass. I guess they felt like he wrote back to back.
It's true. They caught me, we was in LA, I was walking to the Nike store. And he approached me, and this was really my first time really talking with me, and basically told me like, he didn't appreciate the letter that I dropped, and it made him seem like he was a liar or whatnot, and they fucking stole off on me in the Nike store and ran. I shed blood in the Nike store on Wilshire. I shed blood in the Nike store.
Beat him. He eventually ended up beating Safari on down the line. You know what I mean? Drake, you know what I mean? Meek Mill, them, they just went to putting hands on folk. They beat Benny Siegel. Like, I'm saying nothing feel. You know what I mean? They just went to getting it, you know what I'm saying? Getting it in blood here. They couldn't get it on wax, you know what I'm saying? Get it out your ass. But, I don't know, man, Meek Mill felt like folk were hating on him because he had Nicki Minaj. He felt like Drake was just wanted to be with Nicki, which was probably so, but could never get water. And I think that was because Nicki Minaj looked at Drake more of a brother figure, you know what I mean? Because they on the same label, you know what I mean? You don't need to be fucking a nigga on your label, you know what I'm saying? Drake trying to fuck every bitch in the world, though. But anyway, so, I don't know, man. Overall, like I said, I think Drake won the beef, but I think Meek Mill won the battle overall, you know what I'm saying, with the whole ghostwriting stigma. But I'm Sported Black. If you're new, make sure you sub to the channel, and y'all give me your comments and let me know how y'all feel about this beef, and give me some suggestions of what other beefs that y'all would like me to speak on, man. Other than that, man, I'm out.